Howdy y'all, my name's Scott. I'm the author of Rivet Stone, and I may be just some author, but let me tell you, it's really easy for us to kind of fall into these traps of adding too much detail and really not having a very organized picture of what we should be like talking about. How are we supposed to describe these things? And then what's the point? Well, that's exactly the idea, is ask yourself, well, what's the point of these particular descriptions and characterizations? Are they in the bucket of, important details, or are they incidental? And what do we mean by that? Well, important details are they're important. They're vital. Like you need to literally say these things for the reader to like understand what you're doing. Where incidental are pretty much like details that technically can be removed and the scene would still make sense. And there's a lot of different reasons on why we should be very critical on the type of, details that we're providing and why we should more than likely be cutting some of these incidental details. One can be for the pacing. If we have some sort of scene where it's like, oh no, your wife's in the hospital and you need to go run and save her. And he's like, don't worry, I got it. And then he goes running to the car and it's like, let me talk about how the light sparkles down upon the rooftop and the bright dazzling red and the brand new wheels that sparkled with a chrome finish, and he reaches toward the door feeling the hot heat baked in the sun and the texture of the freshly painted handle, and he pulls upon the heavy door and he smells the fresh stain of leather. Like, okay, listen, what does this guy like cars? I thought, are you in a hurry? But I thought you were in a what? Like, it's gonna be very confusing and completely dilute the scene altogether. And, at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, if something is not necessary, it's not needed, it's not something that should be in the book. Now, can you use that as an opportunity to perhaps say, like, well, this may not be important for the reader, but it's important for the character actually describing it? Say, for example, let's say someone has literally is like lugging over a dead body to this car. And you're doing kind of the sort of similar things through the context of that character as they're admiring just how beautiful their car is and this, that, and the other. And then they flip open the trunk and they slam the dead body in there and they put it on the way and they go on their way. You could be like, well, what's fun is that, even though something that should be more significant, like, getting rid of this dead body that's flung over their shoulders, they care more about like how cool their car is. And you're like, wow, that guy's a psychopath. But, again, that's just one sort of example. I don't know why it had to be a dead body, Scott. Let's not talk about that. But again, it's just really important to be critical on which descriptions you're using them and why. So whenever you're kind of painting a picture of a scene, ask yourself, what is the point? Well, hopefully that helped. Give me a like, give me a sub, and let's get published.